the board already, you're ready. If you're not ready, you shouldn't have got them.
Ready.
You shouldn't have got them 2 titles if you weren't ready. So if you got 2 titles, I don't want to hear that you're not ready. You better be ready because you're 2-time world champion. You got 2 of the belts in the weight class. Everybody in the weight class want that. So your behind better be ready. You heard where I'm coming from? Now, with Boots Ennis, Boots is looking for the opportunity to shine his light. And Xander is a guy, like you say, that you can't let hit you repeatedly with the same shot or you won't be around long.
Especially for Xander at this point in his career, but it shows his heart and his confidence, that he have in himself. And he's ready to go make history for his country. And he's going to do real well in that fight.
Xander want to be a legend. He want to be one of the greats. He don't never duck no smoke.
Many experienced figures in boxing are now expressing confidence that Xander Zayas could defeat Jaron. And a big reason behind that view is his distinctive approach inside the ring. Roy Jones Jr. has even described Zayas as a fully developed, well-rounded fighter, pointing out a level of refinement and control that is seldom seen in competition.
A young guy like Xander, naturally it sounds like Xander may be an underdog in this matchup. What do you think that Xander presents to Boots that, one, he hasn't seen before, and that, two, he'll have to adjust to be successful?
Height, discipline, and Xander's actually a good puncher, and he also knows how to work to the body. So Xander is a complete fighter. I don't know how many complete fighters Boots really has faced, but unlike the guy he fought from overseas who was a decent fighter but he wasn't complete, Xander's complete.
Gary Russell Jr. explained that Xander is likely to let his hands go in rapid sequences and carries genuine knockout strength. Because of that, he noted that Boots must avoid taking unnecessary risks or showing off, as Xander has the ability to close the show once he lands clean. At the same time, he mentioned that Xander is still developing in terms of composure. If he allows emotions to take over and begins exchanging carelessly, Boots' disciplined tactics and technical edge could allow him to dictate the fight and come out on top.
Now, the thing is, he still got a little growing to do. He still got a little growing to do. You know what I mean? I feel like he the type that he get touched with some stuff and get emotional and then try to just trade. Okay, come on. I don't care, come on. Okay. Go ahead and be on kid. You're going to be looking at lights. Playing. All that work you did in the gym. You done gave it away because you think you got big corners. Okay. It's not about that. Not about that. It's about being smart when you need to be smart. Boots going to put that antidote on his little ass and he going to be mad. He going to be sad. But I feel like the type of guy he is, genuine, the way he is, I feel like the sportsmanship is still going on show. He gonna be like, all right, good fight. You know what I mean? But he got a chance. Not only do he got a fighter's chance, he got a puncher's chance. Shorty got good skin.
Andre Ward highlighted Zayas' development, pointing to his footwork, physical dimensions, and reach as key strengths. He also mentioned that although Zayas has already secured 2 world championships, that achievement alone doesn't guarantee he's prepared for a challenge at this level. Even so, Ward emphasized that Zayas possesses the abilities needed to pose a serious threat to Ennis.
Him a lot personally. I like his movement. I like how he's carried himself, and I like him. I've seen his growth. Calling his fights on ESPN. He's got a lot to like. He's got the range. He's got the height. He's tough. He got a whole country behind him, and he fully embraces trying to be the next great Puerto Rican champion. And he's gonna cause some problems for Boots Ennis throughout this fight. But my initial question is this too soon, or is it the right time? Is it ripe and the right time for Xander Zayas? And for Jaron Boots Ennis, he needed this name. He needed this kind of matchup because that's been the biggest knock on him. It's like, yeah, you passed the eye test. We see you have skills. We respect your movement with your father and coming from Philly and everything that you guys do. We know, it's widespread rumors, and not just rumors, but the truth is Boots is he's a gym rat, and he lives boxing. He really loves the sport, and you see that when he fights.
Roy Jones Jr. sees a clash between Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas as coming at exactly the right moment rather than too soon. He points out that with Zayas already holding world titles in 2 weight classes, waiting any longer could mean missing out on key opportunities, leaving little room for arguments about being unprepared. Jones also expects Ennis to raise his level when facing such a serious threat, ultimately saying the matchup is well-timed and that whoever comes out on top will establish themselves as a leading name in the sport.
Too early. It's not too early because
That's just a question that
no. Let me finish. Let me finish. If he's fighting for 2-time world champion already, what if he go for the third one and he gets beat? Then he misses a big money fight with Boots instead of going on and taking this fight. You understand me? So it's like so many times we get cheated out of fights because guys try to wait till the fight simmers or gets to where it needs to be, then they'll wait till they think one guy's ready.
Roy Jones Jr. pointed out that no matter who gets the victory, the result will open the door to exciting matchups down the line. He added that if Xander Zayas wins, it could pave the way for another major Puerto Rico versus Mexico showdown, possibly featuring Sebastian Fundora.
Another Puerto Rico versus Mexico, and he don't live in Mexico, but Fundora is Mexican, I believe. So if he wins, that's a Puerto Rico versus Mexico clash again. If Boots wins, everybody gonna want to say, you solved that puzzle, but how you gonna solve this Fundora puzzle? You understand where I'm coming from? So it's so much to build off of this fight, no matter how it ends, that this is the time this fight has to happen.
Gary Russell Jr. said he slightly favors Boots to come out on top, while still acknowledging Xander's abilities. He pointed to Boots' superior physicality, growing ring awareness, and high-level athleticism, including his ability to fight from both stances. Even though he recognizes a few weaknesses, Russell believes Boots' natural talent is strong enough to compensate for those issues and secure the victory.
June 27th, you got Jaron Ennis and Xander Zayas. Big fight in Barclays Center.
Yo, I seen that. I said, hold on now. Now Xander. Shorty nice. He nice. I would hate for it to be an upset. I'm going with Boots. Why? He got more of his man strength now. Not only do he got more of his man strength, he's learning himself better. He still got kinks that I see. I don't think nobody else see it, but I see it. I feel like his raw talent can compensate for that. You know what I mean? He's ambidextrous.
His athletic ability.
Yeah. Ambidextrous. He can go from left to righty. And I feel like his natural skill, athleticism-wise, he'll be able to pay up for his little...
Timothy Bradley suggested that Xander Zayas might genuinely feel he has what it takes to defeat Ennis, regardless of outside skepticism. He explained that fighters often possess a level of inner conviction that isn't always visible to trainers, coaches, or observers, and that this personal belief can play a major role in how they perform.
Also, he feels truly in his heart that he can beat Boots. He sees something, and sometimes the outsiders, not the boxers, but the trainers or even the promoter, they might not see what this young man sees. But he believes in his skill and he believes in himself, and he feels that he got the goods to beat Boots. Now, is he gonna be right or is he gonna be wrong? We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out sooner or later. That's why they do the fights, right? But, if I was in Xander's shoes, just saying, everybody's different. I wouldn't be doing it. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I wouldn't be doing it, but I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Xander is outgrowing this weight, and he wants a big fight in this weight class, and he wants to test himself against one of the best in this weight class. That's the type of person that Xander Zayas is, and I respect it.
Timothy Bradley explained that even if Zayas were to lose against Jaron Ennis, it wouldn't necessarily harm his future as long as he delivers a strong performance. He pointed out that Zayas is still developing, and a closely contested fight could serve as valuable experience, helping him improve and return even better without damaging his long-term trajectory.
Loss to Boots, it's not going to be crazy detrimental to Xander's career, Depending on how he lose, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying, depending on how he lose. If he lose a competitive fight, he good. That's fine. He's 23 years old. He can bounce back. Yeah, it's just like Canelo did when he fought against Mayweather, right? But it's not on that scale. Now, I'm not saying Boots is Mayweather. Hell no. Stop it. But I'm just saying, he's young. He can bounce back. He'll get better, right? He's taking this leap of faith probably because the money was good. The money was good. Not only was the money...
Rolly Romero argued that the timing of the fight may be premature for Xander Zayas, suggesting he's taking on someone like Jaron Ennis before reaching full readiness. He indicated that Zayas still has areas to refine at this point in his career, and his remarks contribute to the skepticism surrounding Zayas' chances in such a high-level matchup.
To really go against Boots because on that one was specifically Xander, I feel Xander's still young, Boots is a lot older and has a lot more experience.
Sean Porter sees this matchup as both competitive and compelling. He points to Ennis's ring experience, constant pressure, and overall threat level as qualities that make him a tough challenge for any opponent. At the same time, he acknowledges Zayas' sharp technique, athleticism, and youthful drive, noting that those attributes give him plenty of potential moving forward.
You yourself, like I said, great boxing mind. I was wondering if I could pick your brain with a particular matchup that was announced yesterday. Okay. You sparred with both of these gentlemen. It's Boots and Zayas.
Oh, yes.
From what I understand, Zayas a little younger into his career. Boots, I believe sometime last year, we were able to get some work with him. And you said it's a little closer than what some people are saying. So how do you view that in particular?
Sure, man. You got two soldiers. We always identify ourselves as warriors, so you guys know that we're warriors, right? But I think a lot of times, a lot of fans, they forget that there's two warriors, right? And they get so caught up in what one warrior has, and they completely forget that even though this guy's got something, listen, this guy standing across from me, like I was saying on the Borderway podcast, we understand that this guy is dangerous. And until we put that guy in the right position, we can't just do it all, And I truly do think that Xander has a lot, not just some. He has a lot of attributes that are going to offset what Boots has been known for, what Boots has been able to do. And I think it's going to be a pretty good competitive.
Following the recent press conference, Ennis pushed back against Xander Zayas' suggestion that he is the smaller fighter, stating that their height is actually quite comparable, and that physical size will not be a deciding factor once they step into the ring. He made it clear that he feels confident in his ability to prove himself during the fight. At the same time, he boldly claimed he is the top fighter in the 154-pound division, while still acknowledging Zayas as a serious and capable opponent.
I think he was saying that you was too small. Like, did you find that amusing?
He tried to say I was little. Bro, we the same height, bro. Like, he gonna find out. I'm gonna show him. He ain't really too much to say.
Would love to know, do you consider him, besides yourself, do you think he's the best guy at 154, just using the eye test at least? Or do you think it's like Pandora?
I feel like he a solid fighter. He getting better, but like I said, he ranked maybe I'm number one for sure, and he could be right out there.
So you think he's better in like Fondora? You think he's better in Virgil?
I think he got a better skill set than those guys, maybe, but those other guys got better experience and things like that. So.
Andre Ward noted that Boots has earned strong respect in boxing circles due to his skill set, discipline, and reputation for hard work in the gym. However, he also raised concerns about his defensive tendencies, pointing out that Ennis occasionally gets caught clean without making the necessary adjustments. Ward questioned how that would hold up against a physically stronger and more dangerous opponent. He added that this matchup will be a true test of whether Ennis can maintain focus and sharpness when under sustained pressure. In Ward's view, the fight represents a pivotal moment for both athletes. If Ennis delivers a dominant performance, it would reinforce the belief that he is truly elite, simply waiting for the right stage to fully showcase his abilities. Overall, Ward emphasized that this is more than just a contest for a win. It could help define the direction of the division and establish who truly sits at the top.
He's going to tighten up and get on his A game because he knows he has an A opponent. So I think the fight is perfect. I think it's the perfect time for the fight because the winner of this fight is going to be something special.
Ahead of his Brooklyn bout with Xander Zayas, Ennis expressed strong confidence, saying he anticipates a large turnout and energetic backing from supporters at Barclays Center. He suggested that this is the opportunity he has been waiting for, while also implying that Zaz may be taking on a challenge that arrives earlier than ideal in his development. Ennis was equally direct when discussing the fight itself, stating that once they enter the ring, the gap in experience and overall level will become obvious. He described himself as fully prepared, locked in, and ready for any approach Zaz brings, while firmly insisting that his opponent will not have an answer for him. He went even further in his prediction, confidently stating that the fight will end inside the distance, with him securing a knockout victory over Zaz.
Cash cow. Yeah. Speaking of cash cow, do you think fans don't win fights? What do you think the outcome is going to be as far as the fans? Puerto Ricans, Philly, who you think would have the edge in fans in the fight?
I think we're going to have the advantage. Philly. But it's in New York, they're going to have I think it's going to be like 60-40 mile away with fan-wise. Maybe, we'll see. It don't matter, though. Fight night, I'm going to come out on top regardless.
What do you do better than Xander, and what round you think you're going to knock him out in?
Everything. I do everything better than Xander. We ain't not gonna put no round on it, but there's it's coming. I ain't gonna look for it, but it's coming.
So you bring something new to the table? You never see it before?
Nah. I've seen every from the amateurs all the way up to the pros. I've seen every style. Cubans, Dominicans.
Timothy Bradley explained that this matchup represents a significant financial breakthrough for Xander Zayas, likely the most lucrative fight of his career up to this point. He noted that competing on such a big stage would not only elevate Zaz's reputation, but also place him under considerable pressure to deliver a strong performance. Bradley also linked the discussion to Jaron Ennis, pointing out his strong confidence and describing him as a major attraction in the sport, someone fighters see as a high-value opponent due to the money big fights with him can generate. He suggested that Ennis' self-belief is not only rooted in his ability, but also in his awareness of his market value within the division and the revenue he helps produce at AT the same time. Bradley highlighted Zaz's decision to accept such a high-profile challenge as a sign of ambition and courage, showing he is willing to take major risks early in his career against dangerous opposition.
Who literally didn't have 2 championships back-to-back, against 2 good fighters. I mean, damn, can we enjoy the straps for a second? I mean, but ain't nobody gonna pay the money that Boots is paying, right? Ain't nobody gonna pay that. So that's why Boots is running around talking about, I'm the cash cow, because Xander ain't never made this type of money before in his career. And the only way he's made this is he had to fight Boots. And so that's the reason why Boots is feeling like he big shit, because he giving Xander his biggest paycheck of his career. That's just it. But I'm just saying, look, I would have probably, I would have tried to control my weight a little bit more. Maybe Xander talked to the nutritionists or the people that helped Crawford, talk to them, and they, probably said, hey man, I don't think you can do this anymore, man. So you better get a big fight right now, one that you feel that you can win, get this money, and move up.
Andre Ward explained that this fight is exactly the type of challenge Ennis needed in order to shut down critics who feel he hasn't yet faced a truly elite-level threat. He acknowledged that Boots has already proven himself on the eye test through his talent, discipline, and reputation as a dedicated gym worker. However, Ward also raised a concern about his defensive habits, pointing out that Ennis can sometimes be hit cleanly in exchanges and questioning how that would translate against a higher-level, more punishing opponent. In Ward's view, this remains an unanswered question about how well he can adjust when under real pressure. Overall, Ward believes the bout carries major significance for both fighters. He suggested that if Zaz manages to pull off the upset, it could mark the arrival of a new standout star from Puerto Rico. On the other hand, if Ennis performs dominantly or secures a stoppage, it would reinforce the growing belief that he is genuinely elite and simply waiting for the right moment to fully establish himself. That Ward's breakdown highlights that the stakes go beyond just a win or loss. The outcome could help shape the future of the division and define the careers of 2 rising names in the sport.
He's had his way so much that I don't always see Boots, even though he does have skill defensively, he doesn't always use it. I see Boots sometimes get hit with clean flush shots, and I'll see him get hit in a fight with a repeated shot. And my boxing brain says, you took that shot against this guy, What if you get hit with that same shot against that guy? So those are my initial concerns about the fight for both guys. But if it is the right time for Xander and he's able to pull this off and beat Boots on points or somehow hurt Boots and stop Boots and put on a great performance, Puerto Rico has their next great star. And if Jaron Boots Ennis is able to deal with Xander Zayas and stop him and dominate him, it's going to prove a lot of what we've already seen and know about Boots is that he has it and he just needed the opportunity to.
What's your prediction for this matchup? And what's the reasoning behind it? Let us know in the comments below.